Here are 4 steps to turn a husband and wife board meeting into a deductible trip. Hey, I'm Christopher Small. I'm the owner of Big Bird Accounting. We do tax strategy and bookkeeping for law firms. I spend a lot of my time trying to figure out how all this tax stuff works so I can save money on taxes, so I can save you money on taxes as well. And the family board meeting trip write-off is something controversial topic amongst us in the accounting profession. Some people say it absolutely can't be done. Other people say go ahead and do it. I am on the go ahead and do it side. I would prefer to utilize the tax code in the best way possible and be ready and able to defend myself if there ever was an IRS audit. Remember, doing this stuff doesn't automatically guarantee that you are going to be audited. There are no red flags for travel, which is how this will show up on your P&L, on your tax return, unless the travel is exorbitant. Okay, so if you are spending 50% of your gross income, you're writing off 50% on travel, that might raise some alarm bells, particularly as a law firm owner. But if you are reasonable with the travel that you write off, the business travel that you experience, then you have a chance, a good chance, a great chance of defending that if the IRS ever comes after you. All right, so let's talk about these 4 steps to ensure to give yourself a great chance if you ever were to be audited by the IRS to pass their test. Okay. Number 1, the first and most important reason is you need to be able to show a business reason for being out of town. You might think to yourself, why do people go on business trips? I know I've definitely thought about this. And for this particular instance, why do people go out of town to plan? Why do they go out of town with people that are in their company or people on their board of directors to do strategic planning, to do tax work, to review the books, to do these types of things? The main reason, or a very good reason that most people can agree with, is to get away from the day-to-day grind of your business, to get away from the day-to-day grind of your family. I have 5 kids. So if we're going to sit at home and try to plan some business stuff on the weekend, it's going to be really, really tricky. Okay. So getting away, having peace and quiet, having a location that is different than what you're used to is a definite, legitimate business reason for traveling. Okay. If you are going to travel like this, though, you want to make sure that you are keeping track of why you're traveling to this place. What about it makes it a good destination for your business purposes? Okay, the pina coladas in the ocean view are not great reasons to take a business trip for planning purposes. They don't hurt, actually, but again, you just want to make sure that you're going someplace where you can demonstrate that it actually is conducive to you doing business. Okay. Number 2, when you take this trip, you actually have to conduct some business. So set up an agenda. Follow the agenda. Do some actual business planning. If you're like me, I own a law firm and I own an accounting firm. There is definitely some strategic planning that goes into both of those businesses. We need to have annual goals, quarterly goals. We need to check the progress of those goals. We need to compare our progress and our assumptions against what reality is telling us. So set sometimes out to review your P&L, to review your balance sheet, to talk about where your cash flows are coming from and talk about marketing efforts and sales efforts. Plot that out. Give yourself an agenda to talk about this kind of stuff. And you're much, much more likely to, again, pass this test. All right. Another thing to remember, if you are traveling and you're going to be traveling through the weekend, it's really, really important that you have business meetings, business plans on the front end and business plans and business meetings on the back end. So if you are traveling somewhere where you can have a business meeting with someone local, where you can have someone come and talk to you about strategy, where you can network with some other professionals, some other law firm owners, for example, in your practice area, that's a great reason, a great show of proof, sort of, to the IRS that your travel is for a definite business purpose. All right. Number 3, when you take this travel, and I already mentioned this a little bit, you want to make sure that you pass the smell test. Okay. Going on a 10-day African safari, probably not going to pass the smell test for a legitimate business trip. International travel has its own rules anyway that you have to comply with, but you want to make sure that you are reasonable with the travel in the time that you're traveling when you do these things. Is it okay to take a week? Maybe if you're a really big, huge company and you have a lot of things going on and you have a lot of plans that are legitimate that you're taking part in. Maybe if you're there for a 4-day business conference and while you're there, you have specific time set out at the beginning or at the end to do strategic planning, that might work too. So just be smart about what you're doing and the way that you're approaching it. Don't go too big, okay? There are things that will set off IRS red flags and make you prove your case to them. We don't really want to make those thresholds if we don't have to. So keep it reasonable. Okay. Number 4, last but not least, and this I've been speaking about this a little bit, but keep good records. If you're having a board meeting, keep your corporate minutes. Keep track of your agenda. Keep track of the things that you talked about, the things that you worked on, the things that you reviewed. Tracking those things, recording those things so that you can present them if the need arises is going to be critical to you winning this battle against the IRS. And remember, everything that you were doing when it comes to this record keeping, when it comes to making good choices, yeah, we want to be legitimate with our tax write-offs, with our tax deductions, but we're all doing this just in case we get audited by the IRS. We just want to be able to prove our point. Is it likely? It's not likely. It's very, very unlikely, in fact. But if it ever happens, you want to be ready to accept the challenge. Okay. So family board meeting is definitely something that you can write off. It is definitely within the purview of the IRS. Okay. This is not a normal business trip that we're talking about where you're trying to bring your spouse along. This is a legitimate business planning activity and strategic activity that you want to do with your trusted advisors. That's why you get to write it off. All right. Okay. That is it. Hopefully that made sense. If it did, that's great. Subscribe if you want to get more information like this. Leave a comment if you have a question. If you disagree, there will be some of you out there that do. If you agree, leave a comment as well. That's great. And if you need help, if you're a law firm owner and you need help, bigbird.accounting.com is a great place to go and chat with us over the phone about how we can help you. Love to do that. All right. So that's it. Have a great day.